Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. In this basically we are discussing about one of the topic that is Microsoft topic basically. In this basically we were discussing about this topic that is this basically. That is this basically. This magnitude came, this many people died. So can matlab practically one of the person told that basically is it matlab really basically this like that or basically not basically. Then one of the person told that how you can verify this basically. One of the person asked the question basically. He was actually scientist basically, and they basically believe in proof basically. Always believe in proof. They always believe in proof basically. So they basically asked. He actually told that basically. मतलब really basically it's like that basically or not basically. That magnitude basically earthquake came and this many people died basically. But in India, basically, that means one of the person told that in Karnataka people don't die basically because in Karnataka earthquake basically is not coming. In Hyderabad earthquake is not coming. In Delhi basically comes earthquake basically. Odisha basically earthquake don't come basically. Kerala also basically earthquake doesn't come. Tamil Nadu also basically earthquake doesn't come. That means their people basically are not dying. So one of the person told that basically this is the one of the method of the death basically you can say. Like this also basically the death happens. So that basically reason behind this basically might be that nobody can able to track that data basically. Because I will tell basically one example basically. In Earth planet basically, when the Earth planet basically was created, there are many planets basically which are connected with the death data basically. When they basically use the death data basically, that basically connects directly to the death only basically. Earth planet example I will take. For example, one person told that each and every objects basically what you eat basically, that is connecting to the death basically. For example, I am drinking this water basically. So it's giving the protein, whatever things basically vitamin. But this contains particular level of death data also basically. And that converts to death also basically. One of the person told that this webcam basically you can see. This webcam basically. That also basically connects to death basically. That also can, for example, this webcam basically is created by assume that basically it's created by one of the Bangalore person basically. Just taking as an example, really basically it's not like that basically. Assume that basically it's created from the Bangalore, one of the person basically. So is it, for example, from this webcam basically I died basically. Assume basically, just assume basically. So anything is going to have happen to Bangalore city basically. Then one of the person told that I don't think basically anything basically will happen basically. So few people told that basically let me do the experiment basically. Whether it's getting effect or not basically that also basically need to check na basically. So they basically done the experiment basically with the few people basically. They basically attacked a head, they basically attacked a heart, they basically attacked a head, then basically they attacked eye. Like this basically they killed basically few people basically. Just taking as an example, basically in really basically they will never do that basically because they have to give the answer also. Reason Microsoft basically is tracking the log also, that's why basically. One day Microsoft will track it basically. This type of incidents basically happens. Just taking as an example basically. So one of the person told that yes basically yeah. Sometime basically affects and sometime basically it affects to entire city basically, yeah? Basically not to that person basically, not to that company also basically it affects to entire city sometime basically that are basically who are basically directly connected with the universe or basically connected with set of nuclear power company, due to that people only basically. For example, ISRO people basically are using this webcam basically. Just taking as an example, if anything happens to that body parts basically, then it's going to affect to enter Bangalore city, and ISRO basically is in Bangalore city only basically. So their city only basically is going to get effect basically. So that is different topic, but this topic basically connects here. Reason, apple when you eat basically, that basically connects to death. Then basically whatever, for example, I am using word, this word basically, this is MS Word basically. Assume that basically this also contains death basically. This also basically contains death. For example, if you write a set of paragraphs now basically in this word basically, that is going to generate death energy basically. Many less people might be knowing this basically. If you are writing set of numbers in the Excel file now basically, it will generate death energy basically. If you are generating some set of paragraph in PowerPoint, it's going to generate death data basically. That is death energy. If you are generating set of words basically in this notepad, it's going to generate death data basically. That is death energy will generate from the notepad and from the operating system also. So it's very dangerous basically. So one of the person told that basically each and every object, for example this mouse you can see basically, that also generates death data basically. But that depends upon the cursor basically, how many basically time you go there, this that basically. And if it generates certain design basically, that time basically it generates the death data basically. For example, you went here, so one line basically drawn here in the virtual basically, then you went here, then line this. So one design basically gets drawn basically here, and that connects to death energy generation basically. Same way basically the operating system basically also. In operating system, each and every objects basically are there basically. That also connects to the death data. So it's very dangerous basically, each and every objects basically. Each and everything basically. For example, you have iron basically in your body parts. That also basically if it's exceed basically. Exceed means too much basically iron got into your body. That also converts to death. And less iron basically also converts to death. For example, in your body basically sugar also basically connects to death basically. BP, that also connects to the death basically. And then basically your head basically got some problem basically, that also connects to the problem. Like this each and everything basically. For example, this towel basically, I'm having this towel, this has some certain level of validity. After validity basically, if you are using this towel basically, it is going to convert death only basically, nothing else basically is going to convert. Reason, validity has over. So one of the person told that, what about the internet basically? One person told that this earthquake data basically which we are using, what about that? Then he told that yes basically, that is also connecting to the death basically. So that basically each and every websites basically which you create basically, that also generates death data basically. You will not believe it basically, but this is fact. If you want to do the R&D basically, you can do it. And this is the R&D topic basically, but that's basically very less people might be knowing this, that this is very dangerous topic. For example, in this server basically there are 5 crore websites. So 5 crore types of death basically are in the server basically, and that's basically is doing the process basically. So this basically is not experimented by any of the software company and any of the nuclear power company also basically. So this is the research of the one of the topic basically, you can say. So next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.